Hello Supermoms! Today I'm going to talk about the importance of learning numbers. I believe number activities for the preschoolers don't have to be boring. So make them super fun so they would love maths in future. There are many number activities you can do with your kids. I'm sharing few, definitely there are much more coming soon. So keep on watching and don't forget to press subscribe button. I divided these activities into two different sections. Number 1, learning to count activities, and number 2, number order and recognition activities. Let's talk about learning to count activities and why it's important. Learning to count activity would give kids a stronger maths foundation when they start school, of course, which can only benefit them as they progress to grades. Developing these skills may be more difficult because research has shown that families tend to rely more on the schools to teach some basic skills, while on the other hand, the teacher expecting that the kids will have learned them at home. So whose responsibility is it? I think you got my point here. Let's talk about the first activity. For this activity, you don't actually need a fancy stuff. Just a few bottles and ball is enough for toddler to learn counting in a fun way. My kids, they just love this activity and always love to play this super simple fun game. This activity would help your kids to learn counting, not just reciting the numbers. According to the research, when the children are just reciting, they are basically repeating what seems like a memorized sentence. When they are counting, on the other hand, they are associating a one-on-one corresponding with the object and number to represent a quantity. So keeping this in mind, I designed this activity. They actually count the bottles every time they just throw the ball. Ask them how many bottles are standing. So they'll count 1, 2, 3. So this would encourage them to count. Other activity is abacus activity. I think you must buy abacus. This is a favor for your child, I must say. You can do counting activities when they are preschoolers. Later it would help in addition, subtraction. As we all know, it was the first external aid used for computing arithmetics. So must buy that one. The third activity is book reading and counting activity. Please choose books wisely. Beside number activity books, choose stories which help and encourage them to learn counting the numbers.
Lucky duck, meow. Lucky cat, meow. Yes. So the 4 cunning cats. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to count? Oh, you actually counted exact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job.
Look at what I found! I got 3 acorns. So there are 3. Okay, there is another activity you can do with your kids. That's the counting objects. Whenever you are going for a long drive or you're traveling, tell your child to count. Count the red cars, count the trees, count the poles, or something like that. That's really helpful. Also take some printouts and do counting activities with them. There is a simple activity with the candies. Tell them to count the candies, and if they count it right, then they can eat it. So that would encourage your kids to count, and it would develop their interest. You can also do a matching object activity. Get them a printout of leaves and flowers, take them to the backyard and tell to find the matching objects and count them. It's also a great one way to learn. The other thing, I got these printouts of apples and there are numbers written on each of them. So I had the little cutouts of worms, and they have to put it like 1 worm and 2 worms. In this way they count. It's also one of the way to do it. One of the fun counting activity is macaroni counting. Use bamboo stick or spaghettis and a play-doh to hold these sticks and let your kids count in a fun way. Okay, let's talk about number order recognition and memory activities. Very important for parents to differentiate between counting and number recognition. Number recognition is the ability to visually recognize and name the numbers. You can do tons of fun activities with it. Okay, the first one I did with my kids is a foamic sheet activity. So the other one is the same printouts for the apples and the number written on it. I give these foamic cutouts to them and tell them to match the number. This is also one of the number recognition game, which is really helpful. Okay, there is another activity. I actually took a box and covered it with the brown sheet and put the numbers on it and made holes in it, and I took the craft sticks and put the same numbers on it, so they have to find the same numbers. It is a really fun way to teach number recognition to your kids. This is my favorite and my kids love it. It's a fishing game. Whenever I tell them, let's go for the fishing, and they are super excited. I made the paper fish. I punch hole in it and put paper pins in magnet. They just get the fish. I just ask them which number fish you got. So it's also one of the fun games to teach them number recognition. The other one is flashcards. You can do tons of fun activities with the flashcards. This is one of them. This activity would help your kid in number recognition order, and is also helpful for them to increase their visual memory.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hadi, take one card. Can you leave it, please?
This one.
Okay. Hide it. 1, 2, 3. 4. What card is missing? 4.
Sensory bin is also one of the activities which would keep your kids busy for a long time, and definitely they'll learn a lot from it. So these are few of the ideas I shared with you, which I do with my kids. I hope you like these activities. I believe early exposure to the maths and number activities will increase the confidence of your child and will make them more comfortable with numbers. And without this confidence, they may be hesitant when more advanced concepts are introduced. So help your child to learn, and please put little effort in it, because they are your responsibility and they'll just grow once. With this note, I want to thank you all for watching my video. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to press the subscribe button. See you next time. Bye.